Hello and welcome back to this Mound and Blade Warband remake video. So I've remade this video with better audio this time and trying to explain myself a little bit better. So thank you very much for coming back. If you are new to the channel, please make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications. If you're already subscribed guys and you haven't turned on the notifications, please do so now. It is very crucial and it really does help the channel and I really do appreciate it. And in addition, thank you very much to everyone who's helped me and supported the channel to getting us to 1,000 subscribers. You've done a fantastic job, so thank you very much. I really do appreciate it, and I hope to see you guys in the future on some streams. Now, just before I start going into how to defend a castle, firstly, I want to ask a question. So, what units do you guys favour to garrison your own castles or towns? Me, personally, I prefer the Rhodoks Sharpshooter and the Rhodoks Sergeant. And if I have available some Swardian Knights to be able to chuck in there, I'll go into a little bit more detail later on why I prefer them. But like I say, we're here to go over again how to defend a castle and what's the best way to do that. Now, some castles are easier than others to defend. This depends how it is siege. If it is a ladder siege or a siege tower siege, how open the walls are to the enemy range units, you know, if there's hills around, or if it is really high enclosed walls, which also favour your range units. And when I say enclosed, I mean it kind of, the walls surround whichever breach it is, whether it's a ladder or a siege tower. They kind of wrap around a little bit, so it makes it easy for your range units to shoot down into the ladder or the siege tower. If the breach is also a very wide breach, or if it's a very narrow breach, this is all things you need to kind of think about if you are wanting to take a castle and keep that castle when you're attacking it and taking it, whether or not that you think this is a castle that you want to have, whether or not you think you can defend this in the future. This is something I always think about. Now, you need to think about all these factors when you determine the lineup of your troops in the garrison. As the higher your troops are in the unit column on the left hand side, this equals to who starts first on the battlefield. So if it's a very wide breach, you need to put mostly your melee troops first. You need to start with majority of your melee troops, let's say 75% of your melee troops to range units. If it's a very narrow surrounded breach, I would actually favour your range troops a little bit more, so I'd bring it more back to 50% melee troops to start, 50% range troops to start. Just because you will always need them melee troops to soak up the damage, bottleneck that little gap, so then your range troops can just start pinging away at the ladders or the siege tower to start killing the people behind them, or even helping out them people by shooting into the breach themselves. So it really does depend, and you need to take all these factors in. Now, I like to do something what I call siege sniping. So I wait for a very large force or a war party to siege a castle or my castle, which is going to be a castle which has got a lot of decent troops in it, very experienced troops in it. What I'm going to do then is I'm going to let them attack it, and then just as they've attacked it, I'm going to click on my castle to join the defenders. That I then obviously are given a benefit to defenders. So aided with my decent band of troops, you can wipe out full armies on the warpath. By simply doing this, you can bring an end to a war faster, or it gives you a benefit and your kingdom a benefit of being able to go straight onto that counter-attack and now siege their castles, now attack their lands. They've now got less troops, they've got less defending armies to help stop you. So this is always a big benefit of siege, what I call siege sniping. So being able to wipe out these full armies of about 800 odd troops with just your lowly, 200 to 300, you're absolutely destroying this army, gaining a lot of loot, a lot of gold, a lot of prisoners yourself, and then you can upgrade your troops with the good XP that you're going to get from this battle as well. Secondly, my favourite thing to do in this situation is also either take up a position with a crossbow myself, use all my bolts, and then my second thing to do would be then to get into a lovely position with, hopefully I usually have a two-handed sword on me, or whatever weapon I've got, get into a nice ankle position at the breach like I am right now. With this position, I'm just going to start hacking away straight in front. It is amazing how many people you can kill by picking the right position, having the right armor, having the right weapon. So usually a two-handed sword, because they deal a lot more damage quicker. You can one-shot people, picking that perfect angle and literally, like I say, just hacking away. You will kill so many people. It is unreal. Now, at this point, you also have to kind of trust your fellow troops. So if somehow they're able to get to the side of you a little bit, you've got to trust that man to your side that they're going to kill that person for you. At the same time, you need to keep an eye on your health bar. These guys will clip you here, there, and everywhere. So you need to keep an eye on your health bar, because the problem with this game is, at this point, is once you get knocked out, you lose a lot of troops just to finish the battle, and then you may or may not be able to join that siege afterwards, and that will create a massive disadvantage to you and your army, and you'll probably lose that battle. Like I say, picking the perfect spot like I am doing now, and literally just hacking away. I'm getting covered in blood, but I'm killing a lot of troops. I'm doing a lot of work for my troops. I'm killing people before they can even attack my troops. This is the perfect type of position. This is what you want to do. This is where you want to be. I've had so many battles, so many sieges where I've entered, and I've just because I've picked the right angle, where I'm not right in front, so I can't get the full force of the enemies that are coming up that ladder, but by getting on the angle like I am doing a lot of damage. This is a great place for you to be. So like I said before, this is the perfect kind of example of a castle where you should have 50% range units, 50% melee units, due to the high walls, the very narrow breach with the one ladder going up to it, and the walls wrapping around so that your range units can fire as they want up the ladder, and to the guys even trying to get to the ladder. It allows your melee troops to obviously bottleneck that ladder as well, and this is why I sometimes favour Roadhog Sergeants, Roadhog Sharpshooters, and Swadian Knights. So Roadhog Sergeants, because they've got good armour, they've got two-handed weapons, so they can just hack at people at that top and into that breach. They kill people in a couple of swings, just like you can do. That's awesome. Swadian Knights will help them out with their shields, and also as they're heavy hitting, and they've got a lot of armor themselves, so they just bolster that nice bottleneck themselves. And then Roadhog Sharpshooters I love, because although they don't have the rate of fire as the archers do, they have high damage and high accuracy, and in this type of situation they can one-shot and two-shot people. Yes, not as quick as some, but because you got that many of them, there's a good chance that if the guy who's just pinged someone, the guy next to him is probably going to hit that guy and finish him off. So it's always a quick turnaround, quick killing, and it's just really good. And that's why I benefit from having these troops. They're cheap troops, good armoured. They're not the best units in the game, but as a combination, they've always worked for me, either sieging, attacking, or in the open field. I've always benefited these troops, and that's why I favour these guys massively. I know everyone else has got their opinions on who they like, so obviously, like I say, let me know in the comments below. Now, lastly, when I'm coming to the end of this video, what I want to say is also you can provide an advantage if you join these sieges by having increased tactical stat, so that you can start the battle with more troops than in a siege or a battle that you might have had if you had a very small level. It tilts it a little bit, so you have a better advantage than what you could have done. Also, having a good medical stats to help reduce the deaths and helps to heal everyone quicker for the next round, because if it's a very, very big army that's attacking, there could be multiple rounds of you defending. That reason you need to have the decent stats where it saves your troops from dying, and then it heals them quick enough to be in the next siege. Otherwise, you're going to have a lot of troops dropping off, and they're just going to be injured, and they're not going to be able to take part. And also then lastly, having a high enough training stat so that the XP that you get from this battle means a lot of your troops will be able to upgrade, and from this obviously you're going to get a better army quicker. So from this you will also gain a lot of loot, a lot of money, a lot of renown, and it's the renown that does the holds the pinnacle in this game. The renown is the biggest thing. It will help you in the future if you ever want to have a castle, or you want things to go your way in votes or anything like that, or decision making. Either way, renown is the biggest economy in this game. Now, I hope you've all enjoyed this remake video with the better audio quality. And if you think I've missed anything, guys, please chuck it in the comment section below. I always read them. I always try to respond to them. So please make sure to chuck anything you think I've missed down below. And I hope you've enjoyed. And like I say, if you haven't joined the channel yet, please make sure to subscribe, like, comment, turn on notifications to get to content quicker, to get to streams quicker, and I will see you all in the near future. Thank you very much now.